Now I'm going to show you how to dust room. So you always want to start from the top down. So let's start with your ceiling fan. If you cannot reach your ceiling fan, you want to use your step ladder, which is always in a car. Some houses need it, some houses doesn't need it. So this house is very clean, so there's no dust, down here or nothing like that. So I'm kind of just touching up and making sure everything is clean. I'm going around the room, making sure all the tops are clean, that there's no cobwebs, that there's no dust on the walls. So if there is dust on the walls, you can use dust mop, or you can use your dusters or Swiffer to wipe down the walls. How you can check the walls if they're dusty, if you have hard time, seeing, sometimes it can be hard to see. You can just use your palm and you will see it on your gloves that there's dust. This is not the case. So I'm not gonna waste my time doing clean walls, but I'm just gonna check everything to make sure there's cobweb right here. So I'm getting the cobweb. I'm going around just making sure. Also while I'm here, I'm gonna get my baseboards, outlets, getting baseboards behind the nightstand, getting baseboards behind the bed. So this is where your tools are handy, where for the areas where you can't reach, you are using your Swiffer. And again, in this situation, the house is super clean, so there is no, so I'm getting behind the dresser. So there's not really baseboards dusty. If you can see again, if I'm wiping, there's pretty much nothing. So in this situation, Swiffer is okay. So I'm getting my vents, I'm getting behind, getting the outlet, getting other baseboards. So I want to make sure I walk around the room, getting everything, making sure there's no cobwebs anywhere. Getting, if there's any kind of picture frames, I want to make sure I get all the edges, around. So now when the high reach dusting is done, I'm gonna use Pledge for dusting. I'm gonna start with my blinds because I want to open up the windows and I want to let the light in so I can see better. So I'm gonna do the blinds in this position. And I'm lifting them up as I go. Then I'm making sure I get my window sealed. And again, if these are more dirtier blinds, when there's like spots on it, or I need more heavy cleaning, I can use my all-purpose cleaner, or I just spray more so my towel is wet, so I can get if there's any kind of spots, especially right here, sometimes can be spots. I'm making sure all this is clean. And the same you would do with the other blind. Then when you dust your let's say the nightstand, can you come this way? So you can see everything here. So as I wipe, sometimes if there's any cup rings or something like that, you can even spray on it. But as you go, you want to make sure that your items are all dusted. Under your items are dusted. And as you go, you kind of move, leaving everything nicely. See, I'm wiping everything as I go. So I want to make sure the fronts, because usually here will be the fingerprints. Sometimes it can be dusty on the edges right here. So I want to make sure there's no spills or no dust. And I want to make sure I get the edge. Sometimes even here can be spills on the sides. So I want to make sure I get the sides on both sides. I see phone here, so I'm going to touch up the phone. I want to make sure while I'm here that the bed rails are clean. I want to make sure that everything here is dust free. So I go here. So while I'm in one area, I do everything what I can from this one point. So how we clean TVs is, you want to make sure there's no fingerprints around here. If it's just dust here on a TV screen, which in this situation there's absolutely nothing. So you can use your Swiffer to dust it, or we have each car has a special TV cleaner. So we can use that if there's any kind of smudges or fingerprints. And we also want to make sure, come closer here. So we want to make sure we get behind TV, so any kind of edges, because everything is round. Doors have two sides, little mirrors will have two sides, faucets, everything around, so everything is round. And how to check myself, you always get in an eye level of the furniture, and you will see everything you missed. Just make sure when you wipe your items, you wipe and you lift. The same I'm doing is this one, all the edges, because the furniture is all way around. See how like here, I can see, let's see. See how this part is dusty here, so you want to make sure nothing like this is happening. So as I'm here, I'm still working on my bed. So now I'm gonna do here, and I start from top to bottom, wiping down everything. Spray a little bit. I always have my pledge with me. So I clean one area and move everything to the next area. And again, because the house has been cleaned regularly and everything has been done correctly, so there's nothing really hard to clean, and none of the items are really, dusty, because everything's being done correctly every time. So if you do the right thing every time, nothing is really hard to clean. Also, in a situation when you feel like you are cleaning and the furniture just starts streaking, like especially like darker furniture, if you see streaks, simply take a towel, add a little bit of water and go over, and it's gonna even everything out. So as I go, I get any kind of doors. And again, I'm not spending a lot of time on these doors because again, there's like nothing here. I just make sure they are clean. I'm getting other side of the headboard. See how I'm getting behind here? All the way from the top to bottom again. Wiping down the items, lifting them up. If I see a remote needs wiping, I wipe it. And on the remotes and stuff, we can spray also all-purpose cleaner on our towel. And then the last thing would be again the door. So in a situation where the room is not this clean and you need more deeper cleaning, so you use your all-purpose cleaner, and you can spray on the baseboards and wipe, or spray on the towel and wipe. So again, it depends on the situation, but the baseboards has to be that clean that when you touch like this, see how my glove is black, there's nothing on it. So this is how it needs to look when the doors are done. There's nothing here. We also want to make sure that around the knobs, all these areas are clean. You know, sometimes there can be food around the handles, sometimes there can be food on the edges, or simply fingerprints right here. So you want to make sure everything is white, nice and clean. So then the last thing what I'm gonna do in here is the mirror. And one thing sometimes people do, they feel like they have to just spray a lot of product. When you spray a lot of product, you will just waste your time wiping the product. So mostly what you want to do in a clean mirror like this, you spray a little bit, or if you see any spots, you spray on the spots, and then you just smear it out or even it out. Because if you will spray too much product, you'll be just cleaning it and cleaning it and cleaning. Then you want to make sure that you didn't leave any kind of spills here, and you just want to wipe it dry. And that's how we dust the room. Thank you.